How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to SPL Live here at the lab. My name is Anthony Mariona, being joined by my co-host Soren Cleland.
Soren Cleland?
Or T, or whatever.
That's what I like to be called on the streets.
Makes sense to me. So today we're going to go ahead and be talking about the wrap-up of Week 2. We had a lot of big changes happen in the top 14, which we're really excited about. Some people stayed the same. Some people wound up moving up. Some people wound up moving down. But I think this week as a whole showed that there are a lot of new people that are gunning for that top spot. There's a lot of new people that are trying to just make a name for themselves in the league. And I think we're all really excited for the new trainers making their mark. So Soren, week 2 was a really eventful week. We have the top 14 here with Carlo taking the number 1 spot with 26 points. He is 7-0-1 this season. Mike sitting at number 2 at 25 points, tied with T, who also has 25 points as well. Francis and Andy both have 23 points, with Terry coming in at number 6 with 22. Titus has 21. Tyler has 21 as well. Abel 20. Me, Luke, Francis, and Corinne all have 18, and then Duncan rounds out the top 14 with 17. So once again, you've seen the standings. We wrapped up our week a little bit early with Hammerhead and Adventures Tonight. What is your take on week 1? Has there been anybody that's surprised you, or someone that you want to talk about after week 2?
No. I'm kidding. Definitely. Person I want to shout out from what I've been seeing and how they've been placing and just consistently playing is definitely Tyler. Tyler Newman, that is. He plays extremely well. I've ended up, in prior events and just playing around. He doesn't really make many misplays. He plays all the top decks, navigates really well. I've definitely cried at some of his plays. They've hurt. But yeah, really solid player. Plays Guardy, Lost Box, and yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I mean, Tyler, he's sitting there at 7-1 so far this season. He, like you said, he's done really well. We've labbed with him for, ever since he kind of came onto the scene. Yeah. And he's been one of my favorite trainers to start this season out as well. One person that keeps haunting me with the start of the season is Terry. Terry's been someone where every time that me and T go to a local, he always brings it up that he wasn't in neither one of our top 5 trainers to look out for heading into this season. But the man has been doing really, really well. He is 5-1-1 right now. He's got top 3 at one of the locals that he's played at. And I mean, I think right now he's really kind of just maining Chen Pao, which he's getting more and more comfortable as the weeks go on. The guy is just somebody that I look at and I see a lot of potential. Maybe I didn't have him on my top 5, Terry. I'm sorry about that. But I think that, if he keeps up the pace of play that he's been able to maintain so far, he'll be someone that a lot of people don't want to see heading into the championship series. And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for the guy. I think he's a wonderful trainer. And these stats here prove it so far. Mm-hmm. So that's the guy that I'm really, really excited about. Now, one thing that we've also noticed, and I talked about this in the beginning, is the fact that we have so many new trainers that have joined the league this season, which has been incredible. We love seeing the new people. We love making new friends. But one thing that's kind of stuck in my mind is the fact that there's some people that have played Pokemon in the past, took a break, and now coming back. Mm-hmm. There's some people that we haven't seen play before, and then there's some people that have always kind of been lurking in the shadows, but this was their first season that they decided to join. So is there anybody in the new group of trainers that have joined the league this season that has caught your eye, someone that you feel is someone to watch out for?
Definitely. Apple is slowly creeping up there. I think he played Pokemon a little bit before this. Yeah. But he was mainly a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I used to see him at my locals all the time. But diving into this meta, just straight into like Lost Box, not really afraid of just reading cards. That's definitely a trait a Yu-Gi-Oh player would have. But yeah, he's definitely swinging. I saw him get top 3, and I didn't even know he was playing, and I just see him top, and I'm like, how did an Apple get 3rd?
Yeah.
Out of like a 16-man tournament, and I have never seen this man play Pokemon in the time I've been playing.
This is one of the funny things. So Soren actually posted that in the Discord, in the standings Discord, and everybody in the mod Discord started going like, Soren, what are you doing? But I think that was one of the rare exceptions where we could sit there and go like, no, maybe this post needs to stay. Apple was somebody that when I first started playing, he was around a lot more. I remember him playing Leafeon with Galarmine and just really kind of being a nuisance back then. He dipped and he left. I think he went to Yu-Gi-Oh for the past year or so, and I know he's really enjoyed that. But now coming back and being a part of the league, and like you said, making a name for himself. He's 17th in the standings right now. He's 5-1-1. He's top 3 at 2 of the locals so far. And I mean, the guy is a wonderful player, wonderful trainer to have back into the community. I always enjoyed him. I always thought he was really nice. He's true to his word. One time he actually bought an Umbreon V and an Umbreon V Max from me, and I didn't see him for like 3 or 4 months until after. And I didn't even know it was him, but randomly he came up to me at CCC and he handed me a slip. He goes, I just won this Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Here's like $18 for when I got those Umbreons from you, which back then they were more, but it was just the thought like, oh, that's something. Cool dude. Always enjoyed him. Happy that he's back. For me, one player that I'm really, liking right now, and he's the top player in our league, Carlo. The guy has always been around. I remember meeting him, I think, for the first time at the SPL final, not the championship, but the final week of last season at CCC. Me and T were doing our best to tie as many people as possible to get into the top 14 to try to wreak havoc. I think I was playing Wheezing Crobat, and T was playing something equally as dumb. But yeah, I remember meeting Carlo there, and it's really nice for him to join the league. Like I said, he's 7-0-1. He's done really well in the past 2 weeks. He's at 26 points. He plays a lot of really interesting decks. I remember playing him in week 1. He was playing Mew with DTE. He played one Fusion Strike, which was very interesting to me.
I
think it was to out the Spiritomb, which unfortunately it didn't work out well for him. I played Spiritomb in my Goodra deck, wound up being able to take it to him a little bit. Love you, Carlo. But outside of that, like I said, 26 points. He's topped. He just recently did it, I think, on Saturday at Adventures with Miraidon, which was really cool. Yeah, he's playing different things.
Like a homebrew of the box, too.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there. I mean,
that's one of my favorite things about Carlo. He's not afraid to do, like, random things and go, oh, okay, well, this card works in the format. I'm not just going to go copy a deck off Limitless. I actually met Carlo when he was first getting into the game, like one of the first days he walked into Adventures. And he had this, like, Inteleon box mixed with, like, you'd like this. It was just a Luxray deck. And it was super weird, and he was just trying to get into it. I think I gave him like an...
Was it the Luxray with the Electro Step and battle and the scars where if you put damage on it, it does like 200 more damage?
I think something like that.
Dope.
I gave him like an Arceus core, and I was like, yeah, this is how you play this. It's really strong. And then he just went from there. I think like not even a month after I gave that to him, he just like he started topping with Arcadura out of nowhere. I was just like, whoa, wait, buddy.
And that's where Ryan fell in love with him. Well, but that's the thing. Like I said, I mean, we have a lot of new players that have come out, but these are the two, at least my personal one, where you sit there, you see somebody that has all this potential that's doing really well, and Carlo is one of those people that have come out and really stayed strong. One, honorable mention that I want to throw out there is Corinne, who's new to the league as well. They're doing really well. They're sitting at 13th place. They are 4-4. So, the lumps have come along with that placement, but with a decent showing at the kickoff, plus 2 back-to-back weeks of decent showings, they're doing really well. And I think that's really, really cool to see someone that is relatively new, from my understanding, coming in and placing so well. It's nice to have that, and it's really cool to add that type of talent into the league. Which is just it's fun.
Yeah.
But moving from there, we're talking about points. We're talking about how some of these people are doing really well. Some of them are doing, not so well. And the thing that I wanted to share with you was something that I noticed, and this is a big portion of the league that started in season 2, which is trainer battles. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, every week you are allowed to trainer battle another trainer, and by doing so, you two are wagering a set amount of points, with 3 being the max, in a best of 1 winner takes all. So if, for instance, if me and Soren were to have met at USG on Friday night at the end, or anytime that we found time, we sat down and was, Soren, I want to trainer battle you
and
to
I'm
a
playing
battle.
Lugia, and I say no because I'm going to lose by a brick.
Yes. Now, but say for instance, in this case, he says yes. We trainer battle. Soren agrees to it. We say, hey, I'll bet you 2 points that I can beat you in this trainer battle. Soren says yes. We wound up playing a best of 1, and Soren winds up winning. Soren gets to take 2 of my points that I have already earned and add them to his points total for the week. Now, you can only do 1 trainer battle per week because we don't want to get too crazy with it. But overall, that's how trainer battles work. Now, so far, we've had a handful of trainers actually play in trainer battles so far this season. With I think the 2 biggest ones being Mike and T.
Yeah.
Mike has trainer battled Tanner in week 1 and Dylan in week 2, winning both of those for 2 points each, giving him an additional... No, he trainer battled Tanner for 2 and Dylan for 2. So, yeah, he wound up getting 4 points out of both of those. T, on the other hand, was able to trainer battle Terry in week 1 for 3 points, as well as Chris Davis in week 2 for 3 points as well. So what you're really looking at is a huge swing in wins overall from a point standpoint for T, adding an additional 2 wins to his total for the season, which helps him boost his numbers up to get to...
If he wins one more next week, he'll have an entire week on everybody.
Exactly. And the thing is, T didn't show up to the kickoff, so he's really trying to make up those points that he missed from that week, that opening kickoff that we had, along with Mike. Once again, 4 points, playing Tanner, playing Dylan. It's those little things that you don't realize until the very end that come and get you. And another one that was surprising in week 2 was Emmanuel challenging Luis on the final day of the week at Hammerhead, where Emmanuel was able to take the 3 points from Luis in a wager as well. Do any of these things shock you? Do you feel like the trainer battles are, something that we want to keep, you want to see more of? Have you tried to participate in any?
I've tried to participate in a few. I challenged 4 people today. They all said no. And another thing is the time constraint. Like, I got there starting, and I just couldn't challenge anybody who was, I don't know, they weren't finished with their game before I could challenge them, and the shop closed in 3 rounds with, like, I don't know, way too many to end on 3. So it was just unfortunate. I couldn't get my last trainer battle in before the shop closed. And I walked outside, and Tyler said, I would have done it, and now I was like, hey, let's throw our mats on the concrete and let's play outside.
But that's the thing that I found myself is, so far I haven't challenged anybody. I feel like I'm at a point right now where it's too early in the season to give up too many points when I'm still trying to accumulate as many as possible. I feel like as time goes on, I'll start battling more. One thing that also did scar me a little bit is challenging Andrew last season to a multiple of trainer battles along with Mike.
Fault.
And yeah, Andrew was just a god when it came to trainer battles. The man was unstoppable. I think
Andrew will literally lose the entire locals to make you think you can challenge him.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah.
But the fact is, Andrew was, up until the final week of the season when he played Mike in the trainer battle for first place, he had not lost any trainer battles that entire season.
Yeah, man, was scouting. He got a deck for every challenge.
Yeah, but not just that. I mean, the fact is, those points that he won every single week helped catapult him to one of the top spots.
Yeah,
he was able to get a first round bye because I think he finished second in the league.
That's
right behind Mike. And once again, the only only reason why that happened was because he lost his final trainer battle.
Yeah.
So these are definitely things where, more people, as time goes on, hopefully you guys will start engaging each other more. I do understand the time constraints when it comes to, the trainer battles can only at this point happen at a locals. They can't happen outside of locals. A lot of that has to do with just a decision that the group made when they were first initiated or set up for season 2. But overall, I mean, like I said, these trainer battles are going to be something that's super important. We do have some ideas for other things and other awards that people can get for participating in them more, so we can get a little bit more enthusiasm about them. I know a lot of people are nervous. You work hard throughout an entire night to try to earn as many points as you can, and to come and lose to a brick isn't necessarily the funnest thing in the world, but it's part of everything. Now, moving on from there, we're going to go ahead and dive into a new segment we like to call Stacking the Deck. This is where me and Soren are going to go ahead and go at it mano a mano on a topic that we both feel very passionate about. And we love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments on it. But the first thing that we're going to talk about, the first introduction into Stacking the Deck, is going to be exactly what we just talked about. Should trainer battles be able to take place outside of locals? Now, Soren, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the first swing at this. Go ahead.
Here's how I'll put it. I work Saturday and Sundays, so usually can't make it to at least 2 SPL events. I have to make it out to a Monday tournament, a Tuesday tournament, which is really out of my way. Wednesday doesn't exist. And then Friday, which is the start, Thursday and Friday are the start of the week, right?
Yep.
So I could either make it back to Hammerhead or I could make it to USG. They're a bit out of the way for me. And I like to go to as little amount of locals as I can because I just have a lot on my plate and I like to be able to plan around that. And now I'm saying if I go 1-3, I'm gonna go back to a local. I need my bare minimum of 3 points. I'm sorry, bare minimum of 9 points. I'm trying to top is just like everybody else. So when it comes to trainer battles, if I make it there on time, I'm probably not gonna be able to challenge anybody throughout the entire tournament because we took, I don't know, maybe 30 to 40 minutes on a game. It's going to be really hard for me to go back and be like, oh, okay, well, I want to challenge somebody and nobody I want to challenge is outside of a game, or the people I do ask don't want to because they feel like it's going to get interrupted and we're going to have to stop the battle. I think being able to challenge somebody outside does come with its own constraints because then you have people who are dishonest because they're like, oh, okay, well, this totally happened. Let me go bump somebody up because I'm not going to use those points. Might as well have them at a higher position. I get it. I also don't think too many people will do that in the SPL, but I think if you were to put in a system where you could do that outside, I think there would have to be like a minimum people witnessing it thing. But I think there are 2 aspects of it. I think it's an honesty thing, and I also think it's the factor of everybody kind of gathering around that battle and being like, oh, okay, this is kind of like a highlight of the night because this person came, they didn't actually have enough to, they had their points for the week and they just wanted to trainer battle somebody. Like, it's exciting. It's not something, I mean, I watched T brick, and then I left the store, and then he won like 30 minutes later out of a best of 1, and it was hilarious. But it's not funny when it happens to me. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying. I get it. A lot of us are living with things outside of Pokemon that we have to deal with on a regular basis, weekly basis, things like that. I truly understand. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I have a full-time job. Things that are part of life. I get it. But at the end of the day, I feel like trainer battles being hosted specifically at locals give it a form of legitimacy that is very neat. Like, it's happening on a stage in a sense, like you talked about. When you're sitting down at a locals, you challenge another trainer to a battle. people are going to come over, see what's going on, see how the battle's happening. It's a best of one. It's exciting. It adds a sense of pressure and urgency to make sure that, you know, you're shuffling right. You're doing everything that you possibly can to make sure that you hold on to those points that are so near and dear to you that you felt like you needed to wager them. I just feel like that's the excitement that comes along with the trainer battle. If it's happening, you know, out of sight, out of mind, oh, guess what? We're at Anthony's garage. Let's go ahead and have a trainer battle there. Yes, there are other people around, but there's something about it
and
that's not necessarily
I asked 5 people tonight. None of them said yes. What do I do?
You know what you do? You ask the 6th person. You find the person that wants to trainer battle. Chris Klee is always down to trainer battle. All right? I know for a fact. You know who else is always down to trainer battle? Mike. So much so that he tried to do 2 in 1 week.
Huh?
All I'm saying is, for me, that's my vision or my idea of what a trainer battle is.
Today was the last day, and now I can't get mine for the week?
Huh. Well, I guess you need to start asking different people. But then again, like I said, I've also been asked as well, and I'm just not ready to trainer battle yet. Now, there's another.
See, they're points, right?
Now, if you want to,
you get an access to a bonus of 3 every week. There's no negative to taking.
Okay, so let me just say this. Now, there is another side to this that also comes into play with this debate, and that's whether or not a trainer should have the ability to say no to a trainer battle. Now, what's your take on that? Do you feel like a trainer, if they're proposed a trainer battle, they should be forced to accept it?
So, let's say my family member gets in a devastating crash and they need my help. And now I'm going to go help. And then Ryan goes, "Not so fast, buddy." And then he trainer battles me. Well, I got to play it out.
You have to play that out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, now, no, you shouldn't be able to say no.
Okay, see, that's the thing. I feel like you should. I feel like because you're wagering, you should.
My family member just died, but I got 3 points. So, who's really winning here?
The fans.
The fans.
The fans. This is all I'm saying. At the end of the day, I feel like because you're wagering, because it's not just a win, but it's points that you earned. It's not an extra bucket. I feel like you should be able to say no. I feel like you should be able to kind of do the trainer battles based off of your terms. Now, there is a huge segment out there, or a good amount of people that feel like that shouldn't be the case, that you should be forced to do it. Almost like the Pokemon video game, where you're walking through the field and all of a sudden some trainer walks up and challenges you to a battle and you can't run away from it. I get it. I think it does force people, but it also could be something where someone's just farming another person. You know, say like, let's look here. Top players. Say if I wanted to farm somebody like Chris Davis, right? Chris Davis, so player. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Only 8 points this season. Should have 11, but T decides that he wants to farm Chris Davis, right? He says, easy win. I'm going to go bottle that up right now. Now let's say T does that next week because Chris Davis can't say no. Chris Davis isn't going to have any points for the season.
Or dignity.
So, you know, this is just my take on it.
I think he'd be, wrapped up in a blanket, shirtless, cold, and shivering after that happened.
They feel like that would be the same. Yeah, I agree with that. So it sounds like we can agree on at least the Chris Davis situation if he was to lose another trainer battle. Another person that you could probably go after is Francis Petrillo. I mean, the guy, handsome as hell. He stacks. But outside of that, I mean, you just got to be careful. Maybe? Yes? No? Not at all. All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap that up. I think we both presented our cases. Soren feels like, with life and everything, you should be able to paddle outside. I feel like, we still just have to make it work within the rules that are already set up. But let's hear your guys' thoughts on this. Go ahead, comment down in the comment section, and I can tell you how you guys are all wrong.
Let's see if... All right, hold on. I have an idea. We take the stream... We stream the trainer battle. Stream
trainer battles at locals.
That's part of locals right there.
If only we had a stream, but that's mostly T's fault. So moving on from there, guys, we're going to go ahead and go into Deck Out. This is the last segment of our show where we're going to talk about some of the things that are going to be impacting trainers heading forward. We'll go ahead and start this off. We're now into week 2. We just wrapped it up. One of the big things is with week 2, we're going to go ahead and start doing our raffles, our bi-weekly raffles. And for this week, we're going to go ahead and and be giving out the winner of the raffle SPL swag. Now, this can either be a hat or a shirt, something else. We're going to figure out what that is. We're going to go ahead and do the raffle and put it into an SPL live hand shuffle video, which you should be seeing that within the next couple of days for the winner. Once we get a winner, we'll go ahead and contact that person, that trainer, and we will get their information so we can go ahead and order them whatever type of swag we're going to be able to supply for this raffle. So super excited about that. Next things going forward, Soren, if you want to read off this one right here.
Yeah, we have our mid-season showdown at Hammerhead on the 29th of this month.
Whoa, never mind. Breaking news.
Breaking news from the other T.
It will be August 5th.
August 5th.
August 5th.
4 days, 5 days before my birthday.
July 29th is the pre-release for Obsidian Films.
Oh, makes sense. All right. So we're having pre-release.
Leave in the comments below what card you're excited from Obsidian Flames.
The
I know.
Dark Charizard.
Don't tell me.
No, the Ice Cube.
The Ice Cube.
You guys, I just told you to leave it in the comments.
I'll leave it in the comments. Moving from there, guys, the final little bit. This week we were able to get the keychains that we've been talking about for our trainer pass. This is going to allow you to be able to go to shops like CCC or Hammerhead, and you guys will receive a 5% trainer discount for purchasing any Pokemon TCG items and so on. 6% is going to be coming off at USG, so we're really, really happy about that. Outside of that, that's going to be our SPL live for this week. Hope you guys like the video. Comment and go ahead and give us a follow if you get a chance. And if there's anything else that's interesting or any other topics that you guys want to hear about, please feel free to put them down in the comments. But until then, for Anthony, for Soren, see you guys at Locals.
See you guys at Locals.
Peace.
Not Anto. We didn't go.
What? I go to Locals.